the essence of living is given, and that's what the Christmas season is all about. And in a country like ours, where we have a lot of people who are crying so hard for a helping hand, we have some Nigerians who have taken it upon themselves to make people happy in this Christmas season. And they've been doing this consistently for 2 years now. And they are with us in the studio today, and they'll be telling us how the journey has been and what impact this has made in the society. We have Mr. Olugbenga Ogunbowale, Volunteer December to Remember project in the studio. And also we have Favor Ohele, Oyo State Coordinator for December to Remember. It's good to have you on the program this morning.
Thank you.
And you have such an amazing smile.
Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So December to Remember, really.
Yes.
What is it about?
Okay, so December to Remember is a coalition of volunteers who are passionate about making the world a better place.
Okay.
Our own goal is to put a smile on the faces of orphans, of the less privileged people in our society. You know, there are a lot of things that we take for granted. Things like, eating, taking the next meal, like the tea you're drinking right now. Those things, you just do them, you don't even think about them. But there are people who don't know where the next meal is going to come from.
Yeah.
And let me just give you a quick background story into how this all started. So in 2013, somebody invited me to an outreach. I think the person was celebrating his birthday, something like that. So he said, oh, let's go to the orphanage. And I got to this orphanage in Osun State, and I met a lady called Ruth. Now, what caught my attention was, first of all, the amount of ringworm on her head, right? And then when I saw that, I looked at, in fact, she had no slippers, nothing. No slippers,
No shoes.
nothing, no shoes. All right, and then I asked around, so what is happening here? She said, they said toothbrush. I said, excuse me?
What?
Toothbrush? Like, how much is toothbrush? They said toothbrush, even soap. Like, but when I saw her, she was looking so frail, and I knew that things were really so bad. And I just said, no, this cannot continue. Right, we have to do something about this. Right, food is wasting even in some homes. There are things that we can do. You don't necessarily have to have 30 billion in your account to make the world a better place. And then I said, okay, we're going to do something. But guess what? The Nigerian in me, kicked into action. And I just looked at my bank account and like, even me myself, I need
You need help.
I need help. And for 3 years, I did not do anything. For 3 years. But in 2016, I bounced the idea around with a friend of mine. Her name is Anabasi. And she said, wow, we can do this, we can do this. And I was like, oh, really? And, our enthusiasm encouraged me. And I'm like, okay, so there's something here. We can do this. And we called around a few friends. And from that little idea, in 2016, we were able to reach about 6 cities in Nigeria. We impacted about 300 orphans. Right? And then that gave me like a morale boost. Like, wow, because we could see the tangible impact. Because these orphanages were telling us that the food we gave them and all would feed them for 1 to 2 months.
Wow.
They were literally in tears. They were crying like, wow, like we've never seen this before.
How do you choose the orphanages to go to? There are so many in Nigeria. How do you select which ones to go to?
Very good question. So part of the things we do is that we survey, we go around the orphanages and we try to pick the ones that have the most needs. There are different orphanages in this country. There are a few elite orphanages that are being run by maybe churches, big institutions, right, where they really do not have a lot of needs. There are some elite orphanages, but I can assure you that over 95% of orphanages in this country have serious needs. Serious ones. So basically that was how we started in 2016, and now we grew. In 2017 we did 3,000 orphans, across 5 countries. 50 homes.
Oh, 5 countries.
Yes.
Wow. What are the countries we visited?
So
already?
in 2017 we were in Uganda, we were in Ghana, we were in Sierra Leone, Nigeria, of course.
Wow.
In fact, we had volunteers from Tanzania, from UK. That was 2017.
Wow.
And 2018 it's outrageous. It is outrageous. I know the
so Ms. Favor,
want to say
how has it been for you? How did you get involved in the first place?
Trust me, I had no plans. I just signed up as a normal volunteer.
Okay.
I'm always crazy about volunteering. So I saw it was posted on my class group and I just signed up. And next thing I got a message. Would you like to be the state coordinator? And I'm like, are you serious? I don't even understand what's going on. Okay, fine. I was guessing it won't be something serious. So I agreed. I took up and then I thought of it, why go to one orphanage when we have about 26 in Oyo State? And trust me, we don't have the funds. But I felt we could do this. And then I told him, we have 26 orphanages. He said, okay, what's your plan? I said, even if we are going to share one bag of whatever to every one of them, we just have to reach out to all of them. And then it's been crazy. you get, okay, I signed some volunteers to head those homes, so they just get to the homes, find out what's up with them, and then get back to us. You'll be amazed, they don't have clothes to wear, they don't have food to eat. I mean, it's crazy. You know, you're at home, you can just wake up one morning and you think of whatever you want to eat, you have what you want to eat. There are people somewhere that they don't know what they're going to eat, and if there's even something to eat, it's just, let's be that we eat something,
not enough,
whatever, it just comes around. So we've decided to visit 12. We have 9 in 12 in Oyo State. We have 9 in Ibadan, 1 at Ogunbowale, 1 at Oyo, and the last one at Ukiho.
Okay.
So we already have volunteers there just waiting for us to send the gifts to them, and then the skill acquisition will start on 19th, 20th, 21st. Then on the 22nd we see them, reach out to all of them, and just,
you're saying this, and in the news all the time, on social media we see people go to orphanages to donate things, and then you're saying now that there are some orphans who don't have clothes, who don't have shoes.
Yes.
Is it a function of people not doing enough, not doing anything at all, or it's the orphanages who are probably hoarding these things?
Well, so some people have said that in the past, that probably some of these orphanages or the caregivers are maybe holding these things. I can assure you that is not the case. I can assure you.
How are you so sure?
Yes. So how am I so sure? We've worked with these people for this is the 3rd year running, and a lot of the caregivers actually take these orphans as their own children. Some of these caregivers don't even have children of their own, some of them, right? But some of them have children, and you cannot even tell the difference between their children and orphans, because it's like a family. They run like a family. So it's not possible that a caregiver somewhere would have food somewhere and hoard it and keep it.
When you've donated to a place, I'm looking at a situation where people, when I see people do it online, I just look at it like, okay, do you go back? Do you check if these things are actually being given to these children? Do you ever go again to the orphanages you've been to?
Yes, absolutely. So that is where we're different. And in fact, part of the feedback we've had is that this cannot just happen every December. And going forward in 2019, what we want to do is that we want to have outreaches every single month. We want to have a structure where every single month, we're going to these places. The skill acquisition is continuing. We're doing a lot of monitoring, ensuring that these kids actually, have the skills, have access to these things, so that these things actually circulate. We're sure of that, because I understand your concern. Like, even as a donor, you have a right to ask, like, are my donations being used like I intended? And one of the things that we're also doing is we're encouraging people who are donating to us to come around on the day.
On the day you're going to the orphanages.
In fact, we are telling them, come and present your gift by yourself. Because some people are skeptical, like, even if I give you a bag of rice or 10 bags of rice, how am I not so sure that volunteers will not divert to something? So what we're telling them is, come and see by yourself. But that is just level 1. Right? We can guarantee that the gifts will get to the orphans. But how about the caregivers? So that's level 2, which is why in 2019, going forward, we're going to be working directly with the caregivers, and we're also going to be monitoring to ensure that these skills that these orphans and caregivers acquire are being put to use. The goal is to make sure that the orphanages are not so dependent on donations all the time. Even if it's just a small business they can do, whether it's bag making, bead making, soap making, these orphanages already have manpower. The reason why China is ahead today is because China is deploying manpower. So when you have a lot of people, there are some orphanages that have 50, 100 orphans. 200. That is huge.
This country.
Yes, in this state. In Ibadan. Wow. Yes. 200. That is huge manpower. So we cannot, continue to say, we're waiting till December or waiting for some well-meaning, spirited Nigerians to donate. We can turn these orphanages into profit centers and equip these orphans, so that imagine if we have 2, 3, 4, 5 businesses, successful businesses coming from orphanages. That would change the narrative around orphanages. Totally change the narrative.
Favor, I want to ask, between the time you got the invite to be part of it and when you've attended any of the meetings for the first time, or you had an interface with these orphanages for the first time, what was it like for you? Did you feel like, wow, I'm going all the way?
Trust me. Yes. And then it's mind-blowing. I really don't know how to explain this, because you live your life normally, and then all of a sudden you're being called to notice that there are actually people that have not up to 10% of what you do. you don't need anyone to explain how mind-blowing it is. It's overwhelming. And then you try to talk to people. Some people don't understand. They just feel Shebi is orphanage, people go there, well, why are you stressing? But it takes a lot for someone to understand that there's actually someone somewhere that needs something you don't need, something you care less about, something you've not even. There's someone, it will make the person's day, make the person's life better. I don't know. I've really tried. I don't know how to explain it to people. But then, the past few weeks has made me realize that I have to be more grateful for the things I have. You just wake up in the morning and then I'm craving something, and then you can just walk up to wherever it is and have it. But there's someone who can't even crave. What are you craving? Just be happy that there's something that you're going to eat today. Don't talk about whatever you're craving. And it's amazing.
How do you get donors? How do you get volunteers for the project?
Okay, so let's start from volunteers. What we've done so far is we've leveraged social media. For instance, she saw it, in a class group.
Yes.
And there are different stories of people who just saw it somewhere, posted in a group. We've leveraged social media. I have experience, running a digital agency, so I'm very versatile with social media, and then being surrounded with people like myself who know how to use social media. So we use social media to push the message, because it's really easy to reach out to different countries, though it is not easy to find leaders. That is the part that is difficult. But if it's finding people, not difficult. Finding leaders is the problem. We use social media to a very large extent. Also word of mouth, recommendations. So this person knows this person who knows this person. That has also worked. And getting donors too. We've used social media, a lot of that. Where we post pictures, post updates, and ask people to donate funds. We use social media. And also, we run targeted campaigns, which is like we approach microfinance banks, institutions, rich people, regular people. And then in fact, there is a rally that is happening today in Oyo State. And the goal of the rally is to inspire regular people to do something. Because a lot of us have clothes that we're not wearing.
Sure.
We have shoes that we're not wearing.
Sure.
Right? There's something inside your house right now that you're not using it. And there are people who, if you give this to them, it will make their entire year. So that's how we also get donations. We inspire people, because the truth is, just like in 2013 when I looked at my bank account and I felt, why should I even be doing this? A lot of people just think that I don't have enough myself, but I can assure you, there is something that you can give.
So what has the response been like? Pushing all this out, have people been responding in kind?
Okay, so let me answer that in two ways. Let me start from a continental perspective, Africa. I would say that some countries have taken the message very to the next level. Countries like Gambia, for instance, like Sierra Leone. In fact, in Gambia, what they're doing is a door-to-door campaign. Gambia is taking this to the next level, a door-to-door campaign where they're knocking on doors, pasting posters. It's like massive. In Gambia right now, this number to remember is massive. Sierra Leone, next level too, and you have countries like South Africa, Ghana doing amazing things, and then of course Nigeria here, where we're almost we're active in about 32 out of 36 states. We're very active. Yes, very active. Yesterday alone, you have over 300 volunteers.
It's one thing to be active. I'm saying the response from the people you expect this help from.
Oh, okay. So the response has been very good.
Okay.
Very good. Of course, we need more people to join us. But in terms of people's commitment, their willingness to help, it's really been very good. We have people who sacrifice a lot. Like people who go around to scout for those orphanages. Nobody is being paid anything.
Yes.
And then you find people spending their own money. Sharing contacts with us and all of that. So honestly, it's been mind-blowing.
You said something about a major challenge you're facing, which is getting leaders.
Yes.
Can you expatiate on that? What exactly are you looking out for in these people that is lacking?
Okay, so let me give an example. So for instance, say we need a state coordinator somewhere, or need a national coordinator, right? And that is somebody who's going to lead leaders, right? At that level, we're not looking for somebody who is just fun to be with or friendly. We're looking for somebody who can strategize, who can coordinate. And the truth is that we've met a lot of young people who are just interested in the money. So they're asking, so how much is the need for me? How much am I going to get? Right? So looking for leaders, it's really a challenge. Our leadership, we have work to do. Right? We have work to do as a country, as a continent. And part of what we're also doing is also, helping people, grow their leadership. And this experience, it's not possible that you join December to remember and you will not stretch. You can ask people here, your leadership will stretch because you will deal with all kinds of people. You will deal with people who are crazy, people who are, you cannot just even explain their behavior. But because we're all working towards one goal, we work together. We find out.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's been very nice having you on the program this morning. Thank you very much for coming. All right, viewers.